Hi, my name is Marianne, but I think I will soon be known as Titanium. I'm about to do something crazy. I'm about to do the Appalachian Trail. And why is that? So it's 2021. It's the spring after the big year of COVID, and we've all been locked down and living in terror and fear of things we can't see, things we can see, and it's just been a heck of a year, 2020. And I think I also fell into the whole mindset of how dark, this idea that the world is this horrible, dark, dangerous place. And this spring, as the sun's coming out, the world's getting warmer, there's a new life in the air. I think I can't live in that fear, in that dark place anymore. And I'm also can't live in a world where I am imprisoning myself by putting so many restrictions on my life and what I'm able to go out and do and feel free to do. And so I am about to have a revolt. So I'm going to go hike that trail. So long story is, I am 55. I had my 55th birthday this year. 2 years ago, I did a little triathlon sprint. And the reason why that was important is that I have had to live most of my adult life with certain types of disabilities pretty much around my back. Back when I was in high school, I did a trip where I rented a backpack and we went down to the Appalachian Trail, of course, and straps broke and I'm carrying this pack on my back. And anyways, it caused some damage that I would then pay for the rest of my life. 7 surgeries later, most of those fusions, which I had so many fusions because every couple years the disc above ruptures and then you have to go get that one fused and so forth. So I ended up with something called flat back syndrome, where my spine was so straight that my upper body with the curve had me pitched forward. So walking was unbearable and I couldn't hold myself up. So a few years ago, I had something called a flat back revision, which is a pretty big surgery. But this wonderful surgeon at the Cleveland Clinic, what he did is he went in and he cut a wedge out and then put my spine back together. So now I have a nice S curve and I have almost a booty. It doesn't move, but I have one, which allows me to stand upright, which is what's allowed me to do more things than I have been able to do most of my life. So I do have one disc, flexible, left that I have to take very good care of, which makes me, this is to put, a backpack on and to do all this walking. It scares me because I have to save that disc. Or else when you get fused into a cement stick, imagine trying to take care of yourself personally. It'd be a little difficult. So we need to have some rotation involved in my life here. That's one side of the story. The other side of the story is I have my best friend who has something called a Chiari Formation, and it was not severe enough that it was noticed. And so now as an adult, she's starting to have all these symptoms and things. And it turns out that when the spine doesn't form properly at the base of her neck, it's called a Chiari Formation, and it's almost like the spinal column bulges right at the top, and it doesn't, the brain, it's the brain that bulges down into the spine, and it pushes spinal fluid out, puts pressure on the optic nerve. People can go blind, the migraines, balance issues. And then there can even be malformations that continue down the spine into the lumbar region. And people can go most of their lives and not realize they're having these problems because they're not easy to diagnose. And so she's very lucky that sort of things fell into place for her, that she is now she's just had her 3rd MRI. She meets with her surgeon on Monday, and hopefully we'll get some surgery to do some correction on that. It's a big deal. And so I was feeling sorry for myself earlier today, like, oh my gosh, what did I get myself into? I can't do this, in utter panic. And I asked how she's doing. Of course, she's like, well, I'm tired. I can't work. It's hard to pay the bills. I'm worried, how am I going to have enough money for this and that? And I'm thinking, I'm feeling sorry for myself. Okay, so there's that problem right there. But I said, well, you know, I just happened to be watching somebody else who went hiking and did a GoFundMe account to raise money for another health issue of someone. And I said, what if we did a GoFundMe page for you? And she's like, well, somebody else was just talking to me about that this morning, and I didn't think I could do it myself. And so somehow Miss Titanium here, I'm going to try to figure out in the next 2 weeks how to start a GoFundMe page and kind of set up some awareness of what spina bifida can look as an adult, and the different problems that people can have as they get older if this has gone undiagnosed. Here's what I'm thinking about this whole thing. I know I'm as stubborn and determined as all the metal scaffolding in my back right now, which, by the way, maybe it was good I didn't have my hardware taken out, because that's just going to reinforce all that weight that's going to be on my back with that backpack. So, you know, maybe that worked out. I was actually going to have it removed, and then COVID hit. So wasn't going to bother getting into a hospital for something voluntary like that. So I am still titanium reinforced. And now that I have something to work towards, I can do all of those things. What I am not confident about, what scares the crap out of me, is whether or not my body will hold up. And I've had a history of arthritises and just you name it. And so, yeah, I have lots of reasons to not do this. I have so many reasons to not do this. Like, it's astounding how this, it would just be so much easier to just stay home. Like, really, it would be less money, less aggravation. Oh my gosh, my husband's not going to have anybody to, you know, be here. Like, I mean, this is the craziest thing. But I have most of my gear. I'm not sure what all the weights are. I have to work on that. But you can get so caught up in all the designer gizmos to do this when, and I forget his trail name, who, oh gosh, I wish he went through with Kevin, who went through with, is it Liz, with the dreadlocks? Anyways, he went through with nothing but sandals, and he had a tarp for a tent, and he had just a mosquito bivy sack for that he slept inside. And his whole point was, you don't have to have thousands of dollars to buy the most perfect gear to do this. And when I start to get really frustrated that, oh, I don't have the right shirt, or what if somebody sees that fat roll, or or whatever, like, what am I going to do with this hair? Or all those things. Really, that's the whole reason for this great pilgrimage, this a great American pilgrimage, I should say, is to get out there and build community, build relationships that you have for a lifetime, overcome the odds, do what you never thought you could do, and you build these friendships on this trail that you have for the rest of your lifetime. And the memories you have of overcoming so much adversity will haunt you in this beautiful way the whole rest of your life. So these are the things that I think will fill my soul, and that's what I'm looking forward to do. And if I can help my friend in any way during all of this, it would be a beautiful thing. So thank you so much, everyone, and we'll talk to you soon. Okay, bye-bye.